Hello and welcome back to Tribal Council. We are moments away from starting it up, and for the first time all game, all of our players will be at the same tribal at the same time. So we are so excited to see the stars of the show. They are making their way over shortly. And for the first time, your official merge tribe coming in of Leo, Ride, Kieran, Aldrian, Francesca, Phil, Lindsay, Claude, Jess, Patch, and Nick. And their tribe name is
The Barrel Tribe.
the Barrel Tribe. I was like, all right.
All right. A lot of happy people to see me, I'm sure. Let's talk about the challenge first. That's always a fun Survivor challenge, especially early in this merge portion of the game. We can try to figure out, what others are potentially thinking about you or how they perceive you. Nick, you were the answer for multiple questions during that round. How did you kind of take that? Is that, were you aware of that perception of you heading into that?
I mean, people know I like my berries. What can I say?
Okay, so you didn't have any like negative reaction to any of the things that you were the answer for.
I didn't say that. um, yeah, it's interesting, right? Things come out, and you gotta wonder, right? Like you think you know a guy, right? But
He hasn't had enough berries.
yeah, I mean, like I know I've come in as a threat. Like I knew coming into the game, people were gonna see me as a threat. So, like, I guess I kind of like leaning into it. I'm a big poker player, right? If you're playing poker, you want to be the chip leader. Um, Coming into the game, I did well, had a high score, drafted the tribes. So yeah, I mean, I know I'm a threat. People are trying to get me out. Um, it's never a good thing to hear.
Okay, interesting. Patch, on the flip side of that, you were ranked as the most under the radar person. How did you perceive that? Are you worried about potentially not having enough of a perception in this game?
Um, no, I honestly that whole challenge, those questions, it's just like everyone wants to be very political, everyone wants to say the right answer. So I kind of take it all with a grain of salt because you never know who's like strategizing with their answer or strategizing when they reveal their choice. So I flattered. Sure, I'll take it.
Okay. Francesca, I'm sure you would love to believe in Patch's description of the answers, having been ranked, most deserving to go at this tribal council. How much how much fear did that put into you during this strategy session? Do you feel like, you were able to kind of, divert anything that might be coming your way?
Honestly, like what I've been telling people is like it just doesn't make sense for me to go. Like maybe I'm deserving to go for some reason. Maybe because I freaked out and told everybody to raise their hand and voted for me last trouble. But great strategy. But honestly, at this point, like there's just so many other like targets or moves that make a lot more sense that it just didn't make sense to me. So yeah, I mean, it was not fun to hear, but take it with a grain of salt.
Okay. And Karen, congratulations on your victory there.
Oh, thanks, Helen. Oh, thank you.
Now, do you feel like having the immunity necklace around your neck during the strategy session allowed you to perhaps have a little bit more weight on the scale in terms of where this vote was going?
Honestly, not really. I think with 11 people, it's still like a lot of people. So I think maybe at like final six, final five, it holds a little bit more weight. But no, I think my vote would have been equally, or my persuasion, or whatever you call it, I think would have been the same regardless. But I'm glad I have BDC's homemade artwork on my neck. That's like what I've been dreaming about since I was like 15. So thank you.
Cod, do you feel like, I mean, this is the first technical vote of the merge. Do you feel like a line is going to be drawn in the sand here, or are people going to try to play this first vote a little more safe?
For sure, like there's like I don't know, there's so many freaking lines. Like it was a little messy back there.
In what way?
um, like different names, different people, everyone's scared. Um, this is our first tribal all together. And we're trying to see who's actually going to vote with each other. There's some people that have all voted together in the past. And then there's some people that have relationships and trust but haven't voted together. And so we'll we're gonna see how it plays out, I guess. I think everyone's nervous. I am.
Okay. Phil, talk to me about that strategy session. It seems like it was maybe chaotic. Do you feel like there were multiple people trying to jockey for control and pitch names, or were more people trying to wait and listen and kind of pounce on a name that came out?
Yes.
Yes to both of those?
Yes to both of those. Yeah.
In what way?
I think what's hard is whenever you look around this group of people, like everybody wants it bad. And so for that reason, you don't want to go home right now. And so it's, do you want to take the reins or do you want to follow suit with where other people want to go right now, especially when the group is still this big? Because we know it's going to just get smaller. So in a way, it is both. Like some people want to get the momentum and some people want to just ride the wave right now.
Yeah. Lindsay, speaking of how big this vote is, this is the biggest vote we've done in the game. We've actually done a lot of smaller votes, even with the big cast that we have. Talk to me about how different it was strategizing with 11 people versus, the even 2 or 3 that you got down to yesterday.
It's a completely different experience. Mainly because like when you're talking to people, you have to go through every single person map. I personally feel like everyone here is a threat that made merge. So like those are all open conversations and people are open to like changing their opinions as they talk to people. But leaving this with like a unanimous decision moving forward could really unite us more instead of having these awkward lines moving forward that came from these conversations that is strategy talk.
Sure, that's definitely one way of doing it, but Jess, I mean, a unanimous decision at the end of the day, someone's about to come back to tribal and be voted out the next time. So how do you make sure that you're not 10th or 9th or 8th in that list?
Yeah, I think that's when it comes down to individual connections and trying to every round refresh them, make sure you feel like you're still on the same page as people. Um, but it feels like surprising names come up every single scramble, and so it's sort of hard to prepare until you're in the moment for how to like focus in on one target. And I'm not sure that it's possible for this vote to be a totally unanimous decision based on the scramble we had.
Interesting. Leo, so it sounds like a lot of names came up during this scramble. How do you balance pushing someone's name out there without necessarily coming back against you?
I think you have to assume that not everybody's name is out there for the premise of that question to be okay. Like everybody's name is out there. And if you think it isn't, it's like you're not playing the game. It is fast, very fast paced. A conversation that you have a few minutes ago is outdated information. And I think that's why you see chaos walking into this tribal, because what people agreed to 10 minutes ago isn't necessarily the current plan because they talked to one of the other 9 folks who wasn't involved in that conversation. And so it's very challenging, very challenging.
Yeah. And Ride, when you're having these discussions, how are you thinking of like who is the target here? Is it, big threats? And what even makes a big threat to you in this game right now?
I think someone said at the last tribal council, like what is the definition of a threat, right? There are physical threats, there are strategic threats, there are social threats, there are, there could be a balancing challenge and someone we maybe didn't think of as a threat this entire game will is all of a sudden a threat. Like you don't know. We were all laughing.
I know how to
Karen's win, right? Yeah. It was so fun and like congratulations. To like watch her win in the way she did, right? And this game is so dynamic. It's always changing. And so I think every tribal council, what the definition of a threat is changes. And so the question is like, what is the definition of a threat right now?
Okay. And Aldrin, do you approach this vote any differently, knowing that we're in the merge portion of the game? The jury might be starting any time. Are you worried about kind of how you treated the person that's potentially being sent out, and how are you kind of adapting to that?
Absolutely. I mean, it's something you have to consider. It's hard to balance the two. It's like you want to move forward, so you want to vote out someone that might even be in someone that you like, someone that you get along with, or someone that you trust, someone that you align with. But like, will that person be scorned sitting over there, or would it be better for them to play with you? But then, can they beat you? It's a lot of things to think about.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it sounds like you all had a lot to think about. We'll see if the plan changed from just 10 minutes ago. We will get to the vote. We're going to start with you, Leo, and we will have no talking.
We don't get an extra thing to say.
Do you have one last thing to say? Yes, I'm sorry. Oh,
Oh,
okay. Never mind. We might not be getting the vote anytime soon. All right.
That helps.
Everyone getting a couple last checks in. Everyone
We're good.
turning back to me. Everyone feel good?
Yeah.
Waiting for the nod. All right. I'm going to call it there. We will get to the vote. Leo, we'll start with you.
All right, let's head on out to chit chat about everything we just heard. I am super excited to give y'all the tea because there do seem like there are several different plans, and I literally have no idea who's going home. And now, even with all the tea, and now I really don't know who's going home if like plans are still constantly changing again. So let's drop in. It's gonna be juicy, and the puddle from last tea time has now dried, so I am not coming to you from a waiting pool anymore. Okay, so this is the Final 11, the first official merge tribal of the game. And let us start with Leo. So if you will remember at last tribal, the Goddard Five wanted to come together and eliminate an original Caribou player. You have Goddard Five being Lindsay, Leo, Cod, Jess, and Marie Day. And Leo is really liking that. He is locked in on that. And his plan is to vote with the Goddard Five here and then and get someone on the other side, quote unquote, out that isn't Francesca. And then to pull Francesca in. So that way, when they're at the final 10 next round, it's not Goddard 5, Caribou 5, it's Goddard 5 plus Fran. So they do not tie the vote at 5-5 and go to rocks, which is scary. Leo does not care who on the other side goes. He just wants someone to go, and which is really smart because sometimes if it's like a numbers thing specifically, you don't want to waste your political or social capital pushing for something when you're not passionate about it. You want to make that moment count when you do have an opinion with your people. And speaking of making a moment want to count, Cod has an idol and really wants to make a flashy idol play. And so Leo also really wants to support that endeavor for them, which is cool. So Leo knows about Cod's idol. Lindsay also knows about Cod's idol, and Lindsay feels the closest with Cod and Leo in the game and in the Goddard Five. Lindsay does have opinions on who the Goddard Five should target. She thinks they should either target Francesca, or she thinks it would be really valuable to target Phil because Phil has a 50-50 coin advantage. And so she would like him to use that up and kind of flush that out of the game. And that way she doesn't have to worry about it. Speaking of advantages, Cod, who has an idol, also found a Nightlock Berry Beware advantage. And it happened, I believe, last tribal to where if there was like a bowl of berries on the voting booth that had been fake every round except last round, and they were real blueberries. And if they convinced anyone to eat one during voting, that person would get an extra vote at tribal, which is hilarious and crazy. They are super locked into the Goddard Five, and they know that they're like that Jess and Lynn's are locked in with them too, but Jessica and Lindsay are playing up to Nick, like, oh yeah, we're super tight, we're a connection, but that it's fake and their real loyalty lies with the Goddard Five. Cod knows that Francesca is technically the easy vote now, but she's sad because they really like Francesca. Um, so Jess, who is worried about being seen as a duo with Lindsay or with Aldrian, as she said last tribal that everyone's looking around for duos, is feeling really, really tight and has a final three with herself, Leo, and Rede. Of course, Jess and Leo are the lionesses, so they're the two within that three. So she wants that secret trio instead of being identified as a public trio with Lindsay and Aldrian. She is hoping to flush Nick's idol this round by targeting him or letting Francesca go. And she's, of course, going to be doing that with the Goddard Five plus her, plus the smaller within that five of Jess, Leo, and Rede. She is a little worried about Cod because she said the vibe feels fishy, but we love a pun. Because she's just feeling like Cod might is like something about it makes her feel like Cod might want to target her in the future. And Rede is also a little sus on Cod at the moment. Cod told him about getting that blueberry advantage, but didn't tell him until after the tribal council had already happened, so it was like irrelevant already. So he was kind of like, oh, wish you would have told me before and not after, because it's trust, but it's like a little trust. It's not a lot of trust. Rede also is also locked into this final three of himself, Leo, and Jess, and is planning on either targeting Nick to flush the idol or Francesca, who has largely been viewed as a huge puzzle threat throughout the game. And speaking of Francesca, she has an extra vote. She has an extra vote herself because she found it, but she's very worried about the extra vote she got at last tribal council because she is one of the people that ate the blueberries along with Jess and Raul, who was sent home. So this round, she's super focused on the blueberry choice. We heard her talk about at tribal council where she was like paranoid and asked everyone like who voted for her. She's heard her name, she's heard Nick's name. People think the extra vote that Jess got from eating the blueberry was a vote that she cast, but it isn't, but no one knows about that. And Francesca's dream is making the jury this game, and so she's worried that like she's about to go out, but she would be happy to at least make jury. Aldrian a little worried herself about doing some damage control because she in the challenge eliminated Cod instead of a Caribou member, even though she's supposed to be working with Cod and Cod's allies, which she wants Cod's allies and wants to target Cod to draw in Lindsay, who is super tight with Cod. Aldrian also super close with Nick, Patch, and Jess. Let's see. Kieran, who has no worries because she is safe and immune, wants to target Cod also to break up Cod, Lindsay, and Jess, and is feeling good with Patch and Leo. But her number one is Nick, although she is feeling wary of Nick right now. And Nick actually got in the challenge most likely to betray allies, so he's worried that that's the vibe that he's giving off, even though he doesn't want to be. And so he's worried that now his favorite allies of Lindsay, Aldrian, Kieran, Jess, and Patch might not trust him, but he needs them to trust him because the plan is to all vote together to eliminate Fran. But he's worried it's seeming a little too easy. So he's wondering if something is afoot. And if you'll notice, that is a mixture of names from both original tribes because Nick does not want to just do tribal lines. And speaking of it being too easy, it is too easy because Phil has a big master plan with Kieran, Nick, and Patch and doing a huge vote split to eliminate Cod, even though the cover plan is either voting Francesca. Let's see. And last but not least, Patch has an idol and an extra vote. And he was upset that Leo boosted his threat level in the challenge and that Phil said that he was getting undeserved credit. So he's just tucking those morsels away for future gameplay. He's not acting on them now. And he's surprised at how much he's enjoying Kieran, because he hadn't gotten to bond with her before, and also is enjoying Nick and Aldrian and wants to target Francesca. So it's all over the place. Let's go find out what's actually going to happen because I am super, super curious. I think we're setting a personal record by being back at Tribal Council so early. Let's go ahead and take a look at the vibe here so that you guys get an idea of what's happening while we're away at tea time. It's just a lot of silent sitting.
Lindsay?
All right, our last player going to vote now. And I'll take a moment to show y'all this beautiful Tribal Council area. So this is our little, thank you. So this is the arch that we have created. I can't remember, several of our volunteers gathered like all of this beautiful wood from the property, and created this. So I'm very high on it, but I haven't had a chance to show it off.
All right. I'll go tally the votes.
It just now occurs to me after staring at this for like 6 days that these must be tracker jacker nests, and that's why they're hanging here. We love a theme. All right. And here our final 11 sit. We have Leo. Y'all can do shout outs if you want. You're allowed to say that. At least.
For anyone.
Jess,
Hey, all of you.
Reday,
No idea if anyone's what. Well, love you, miss you.
Nick,
Probably.
Becca, I hope you're doing
I'll
well.
guarantee.
Aldrian, Kieran,
Hi, thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate it so much. I hope that we're putting on a good show for y'all.
Francesca,
Hi. Based on this kind of time, I don't think Peter is watching, but hi.
Patch,
I will.
Phil,
Hi, Gene, Jackson, Olivia, Isaac, love you all. Hi, friends.
Cod,
Hi, Nikki.
and Lindsay. And Cam now back with the votes.
All right. If anybody has an idol or an advantage and would like to play one, now would be the time to do so.
Yeah, I'm going to. It just is going to take me a second.
Oh, wait.
Could be for nothing, but I'm here shitting myself. And I want to keep playing.
Playing this for yourself?
Yes, please.
Okay. This is a hidden immunity idol, and any cast votes against COD will not count. All right, I'll get to the vote. First vote, Francesca. Second vote, Lindsay. Third vote, Francesca. Fourth vote, Lindsay. We're tied 2 each. Next vote, Lindsay. Next vote, Francesca. We're tied 3-3. Seventh vote, Lindsay. Eighth vote, Lindsay. Ninth vote, Lindsay. 10th vote, the next person voted out of Can You Survive District 13 and the first member of our jury, Lindsay. That's 7. That's enough. Lindsay, the tributes have spoken. All right, the merge and the jury portion have officially started. We'll have you head out and we'll get to our next challenge shortly.
All right, and there you have it. Congrats to Lindsay for being the very first member of our jury, a huge milestone in Survivor. So the rest of the tributes can rest easy that they have either at least made the jury or will make the finale. So we are super excited for them, super proud, everyone playing their heart out here. And it's going to be another great day at CYS. So the next challenge is already basically set up. A lot of work has been done, so it shouldn't be too long until we are back. Keep it locked here all day long for day 4 of Can You Survive? And we will see you soon.